It's Indigo just resubscribed for 37 months, 37 heretical months.
Indy, hi. Thank you for pointing it out. I'm sorry. It turns out my settings had changed without my knowledge. It's a real fun thing that Windows likes to do to me. But hi, welcome in. Thank you again so much for the 37 months. That is incredible. I really appreciate it. As you can possibly tell from my voice, I have been a little bit sick. So if I'm slow, I apologize. I'm okay. I'm just very, very tired. Thank you for asking. How's about yourself? Apparently, it's not just my keyboard and mouse that are rioting at the moment. It is also my Windows settings. Two packs of chocolate biscuits. Sounds like a good treatment, Indy. After stream is gonna be sit on the sofa and work on stuff on my laptop, kind of day. I've got some bits and pieces I need to do. Nothing too like crazy, just a little bit of research for my essay, a little bit of reading, that kind of thing. I also need to work out which mouse I need, because I need to replace the mouse on my PC because it is on its way to the great gaming mouse afterlife in the sky, so to speak. Great cheese wheel in the sky, yes. but I'm thinking about switching to wireless. And I've never had a wireless mouse before. So I'm just kind of looking up, you know, what to look for, what to avoid, which brands are good, which brands are bad, which brands are just overrated because everybody loves them, all that kind of stuff. I've picked out a keyboard at least that is hopefully not going to break on me, unlike this model which has just popped off an armor piece. But yeah, that's basically my plan, is research this afternoon. I'm trying to keep it as relaxed and low-key as possible because I am very tired. Non-branded ones are the best. That's fair, Andy. Well, I'd like to get one that lasts, because this one's only lasted me a couple of years. I mean, it was refurbished, it wasn't brand new when I bought it. So I was kind of expecting it to go a little bit quicker than normal. But it's doing dumb things like double clicking when it shouldn't be, and some of the buttons aren't as responsive as they should be, and all that, you know, just little things at the moment. But I kind of need to plan ahead quite a bit when it comes to spending money on things like this. Because obviously, you know, gaming mouse, you know, is going to cost me a bit. So I'm just kind of looking at my options at the moment, seeing what's available, what's good, that kind of thing. A matching brand? I mean, not really. I mean, my microphone and mouse run off Logitech, and my headset and keyboard at the moment are both HyperX. So I'm not really particularly brand loyal. I think I'm going to get a Corsair keyboard next because that's come highly recommended to me. And it ticks all the boxes that I was looking for. I don't know, like, there's a lot of different considerations I want to take into account, but at the moment, Razer seems to be winning the contest for mouse options. It just seems to have the biggest range of mice with the best options for the price range that I'm looking at. But, you know, like I said, I'm still looking. I haven't decided yet on what I'm going with. It's just kind of it's kind of irritating to have to replace both my keyboard and mouse so close to each other. But my keyboard's definitely dying. It's struggling at the moment. And I do put my keyboards through a lot because I, you know, obviously work from home. And so my keyboard goes through a lot of typing in a day. On top of gaming. But hey, that's fine. Miss you, Bobby. That's fine, Andy. I promise it's not going to be a massively long stream today. But I missed you guys. I missed you all. I didn't intend to overbook myself so badly. I kind of got my dates mixed up, and yeah, it just kind of all got a little bit chaotic. But that's fine. We're okay. Next week I'm gonna have a little bit of an easier schedule in terms of streaming. Just so that I can... I'm not gonna do so many sessions, but I'm hoping I can make them a little bit longer. So that, one, I can make up for less time with you all, and two, just kind of give myself a couple of evenings in next week where I'm not streaming, but I'm, you know, able to do other things. So don't worry. Please don't worry. I appreciate you all looking out for me. I've had some lovely messages, but I promise I'm okay. It is just me being an absolute dingus, basically. But yes, the main reason I'm so busy is because I've got to finish my diploma in the next 2 months, which is obviously quite a bit of work, and I don't exactly have the most free time in the world at the best of times, so yeah. I'm gonna try and finish it before the end of the year, but obviously there's not much of the year left at the moment, so it might have to take over some of January too. But once I clear that off of my schedule, that will free up a huge amount of time. And I'll be able to kind of take things a little bit easier. It's basically the educational equivalent of crunch time for me. But it is all good, I promise. Okay. However, in the meantime, I got some stuff to do. Today, like I said, I'm working on this. This is just something for my own personal collection. It's called a Forgefiend. It's a demon engine, so it's a machine infused with the spirit of a demon, which I've always liked the concept of. I think it's cool. It's part of a force that is, for the Warhammer lore nerds out there, it is Dark Mechanicum, it is Nurgle-aligned, it is unnamed at the moment, but is kind of... I'm creating it to be its own independent thing, with loose allegiances to Black Legion and certain factions within the Death Guard themselves, but very much more of an independent force than fully aligned with any particular major faction within Chaos at the moment, which, you know, is fun because it means I get to play around with a lot of different things. And it all kind of started as a painting idea. I wanted to try painting a Nurgle-aligned Forgefiend, so the counterpart to this guy. I had so much fun with it, I started building a force around it. And in the future, there are going to be more additions to it, hopefully. But it's very slow-paced, very, very much taking it at my own speed. So there's not a huge amount to it yet, but more will be coming. Okay. Cleaning. I'm just cleaning the brush a little bit, making sure that the black paint doesn't accumulate too deeply in the bristles there. That's how you end up with brushes going in the bin. Yeah, regarding next week, I think it's probably the last full week I'm going to be doing before Christmas. Looking at dates, yes. So I'll probably do 3 streams next week. Maybe 4, I'll see how I feel. But I'm gonna basically kind of do a couple of more festive streams towards the end of the week next week. So I'll probably do my festive painting stream this time next week. Because I have those models ready to go and they're super cute and I kind of love them. And it's just gonna be fun, colourful, just silly things. I might do another stream the week after next. But then the last week of December I am taking completely off. I probably won't even be on social media much. Just a full break. Just to really kind of give myself some space. Hey Corax, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're well. On the Game Awards, I'll be honest, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I think it's cool that, you know, there's some cool games that are getting recognition. I think the Accessibility Award is a cool idea. I really hope that they continue to develop that. The accessibility and innovation in gaming. I really hope they continue to develop along that theme because that's really nice. It's nice to see a big title winning that as well because a lot of big titles kind of forget about accessibility. I know there was some drama apparently, but like I said, I didn't watch it myself and I kind of just skim read the headlines of this like, oh cool, XYZ happened. Anyway. But yeah, awesome news for all the winners. Condolences for anyone who didn't pick up an award they were hoping for. And hopefully next year there'll be some more cool games getting some prizes. I'm not actually. I heard God of War won a lot. I've not played God of War Ragnarok. I have God of War. I've not played it yet. That's something I'm hoping to change in the new year. Okay, speaking of the new year, there's a few things that I want to change. Firstly being longer Twitch streams. Specifically Twitch streams. YouTube streams I kind of like keeping short. Because it also fits with me not having to edit the videos afterwards. To make them fit. But I want to stream on Twitch more. It's just more hours on Twitch. And that's what I'm hoping, finishing this Mechanicum free up. I'm hoping towards the middle of next year I'll be in a position to launch the side project that I've been working on. It is kind of it kind of links into some of the stuff that I do on stream, but it is very much adjacent. It is not directly streaming related, so that's why I'm kind of like talking about it, because it's something that's going on in my life, but I'm not really giving details. That, and it's not ready for general public consumption at the moment. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll come through. I'm going to be closing down my merch store soon so that I can actually create some designs and things that are actually cool for folks. Jedi Fallen Order sequel. My partner's looking forward to that more than I am. I'm looking forward to it because I have very fond memories of sitting next to my partner while she played through the whole thing on our TV. So she linked her PC up to the TV, and then we like sat side by side on the sofa, and basically I just watched her play the whole thing, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm pretty keen for that. But it's more of a like, yay, we get a part 2 to this fun, rather than being excited for the game itself. Sorry, Jedi Fallen Order. I'm sure I know you're a great game. I'm just not going to be playing you myself. Right. What do we have in terms of... Look at this. Okay, we're doing alright with that. Okay. Join Valhalla. Okay. I have Valhalla and I keep meaning to play it because it looks so good, but other things have just stopped me playing it so far. So again, that is like one of the things that I really want to do next year. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to play more story-based games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like God of War, and just really be able to get into them a bit more. Hey Epic, welcome in. The Gundam game is on Xbox? Nice, nice. I'm guessing that's what you're excited for? I'll be honest, I'm still super giddy about Darktide. I'm still loving it. I will say, if you are interested in Darktide, do not look at the Reddit for it. The Reddit represents the very worst 1% of the community, and it is definitely not representative of the game itself. I know that's kind of a general life advice thing, but especially for Darktide, do not pay attention to the Reddit. Because they are just flat out wrong about so many things. And it's a real crying shame. Because that game is phenomenal. And deserves way more love and celebration than it's currently getting from a lot of the wider community. But yeah, Darktide's my game at the moment. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm going for a full 100% on that game. So you'll be seeing a lot more Darktide. Playing it right now? Nice. Dug already. Yeah, that's a good fix. The main complaint, effectively, Indy, is that the developers, Fat Shark, put in a a premium cosmetics store even. So you have to pay actual money to buy a premium currency to then buy cosmetics. It's not all cosmetics. You can earn cosmetics in game as well, and the premium currency, personally, is kind of fair. It's very on par with DBD, for example, and the Auric cells. It's very similar pricing for that. The cosmetics do not affect gameplay other than how your character looks. That is the only effect the cosmetics in Darktide have. And people are complaining because effectively how the cosmetics are bundled means that you might not be able... You can't just buy one bundle... Well, you can't just buy one of the cheaper bundles and pick up a bundle of cosmetics. So God, yeah, personally, I think there's nothing wrong with it. And this is me, coming from... WoW and stuff like that as well. I'm not exactly a novice at dealing with premium cosmetic stuff. I think they've done a good job with it. And the premium cosmetics are gorgeous. Like, holy crap, they look amazing. But there is a section of the Darktide community that see it as an insult to them, basically. And honestly, to those people, this is probably not the most diplomatic thing to say, but honestly, grow up if you're one of those people, because they're still a company. You are buying from a company, a business who has to make money to then produce the game that you are currently complaining about. So yeah, it's gonna cost you money at some point. That's kind of how business works. And if you are struggling with that idea, if you're struggling with the fact that the people who produce your games are also a business who need to make money to keep going, no. You are either very young or extremely naive. So that is the major complaint. And there are bugs in the game. But there's bugs in every game. There is no game that is free of bugs. So I don't know, it's exhausting. It's exhausting because a lot of the attitudes are infecting other spaces that I spend a lot of time in, and it's just driving me nuts at the moment. There we go. It's not the right one. Anyway, I had it here. Want the game not today? Yeah, it's just like, that's the thing though. What annoys me is you don't have to buy the cosmetics. Don't there is nothing stopping you just going like, huh, cool cosmetics, and then not picking up a credit card, not, you know, buying any of the premium currency, not buying cosmetics. It is just that easy. You don't have to buy them. You can perfectly happily play the game, you know, customize your character, do literally every other aspect of the game. The only thing these cosmetics do are change how your character looks. That's it. They give your character some fancy clothes. That is it. They do not change your gameplay. They don't do anything else. And it is so infuriating to... It just smacks of entitlement, honestly. And it's so disappointing because they're hammering, you know, the forums and all that sort of thing, just complaining about it, and it's not needed. It's not fair or valid. And it's frustrating to see, you know, unfair criticism like that leveled at a game that is actually a real love letter to 40k. Yeah, but that's the thing. People are now, that attitude is spilling over into the game. Where, I had it the other day. I was with a group of 2 other people. We all had our, you know, shiny premium cosmetics on because we like them, and we all got, you know, decided to put our money into putting them on because, you know, we're grown-ass adults who like to spend money on video games. And this guy that we queued with was just irate. He was just went on a complete tirade at us about it. And it was so unnecessary. And he was just like, oh, pay to win, learn how to play the game, blah, blah, blah. We're sat here on max level characters, by the way. We're just sat here like, you're on a level 6 out of 30 character in the basic cosmetics. We're all sat here on max level 30 characters. With, yeah, premium cosmetics, admittedly. But, you know, max level characters that we haven't boosted in any way. We have put in the hours to be good at the game. He was just going on and on and on about it. The sad part is he was a TTV as well. He was a streamer. It was like, people like you give streamers a bad name. And I'm not going to name and shame before anyone says anything. I reported his behaviour through the appropriate channels and left it at that, but it's just disheartening when you see it time and time again. So yeah, I deal with a very similar attitude a lot in my day job, as a lot of you probably know, working in customer services. You can probably imagine, especially at this time of year. So it gets exhausting. Not from just playing the game. Yeah, I mean, admittedly, you can't get premium currency from just playing the game in Darktide. Which, you know, if you don't have access to a credit card for whatever reason, I can see you kind of sucking. But honestly, that is such a minor part of the game. Just, do you have to make such a big deal out of it? I don't know. Attitudes like that upset me greatly because it's just so unnecessary. And then it you know, good people who don't deserve the hate end up shouldering it and feeling like they've not done a good job when they actually have. And, you know, people who try to express that to those people get branded, you know, fanboys or whatever. Or just, you know, blind fanatics. I don't know. If cosmetic things in game upset you that much, it just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying now. I've been dealing with a lot this week, basically. I just want to play my games without people getting angry at me for enjoying my game and supporting the developer. I mean, if the developer had done something wrong, by all means, I would accept that criticism, but the devs have done nothing wrong except try to make this really cool game profitable so that they can keep developing it. And they've done it in a way that doesn't actually hurt the game itself. So. Oh. I don't know who that was because I missed the notification, but thank you, whoever it was, for donating $20 to the WWF. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't know why my reminder for that isn't working in chat. If they don't generate an income, they can't keep the servers up, etc, etc. Exactly. Like, if you don't like the fact that your favorite developers have to generate an income to, you know, support the game, blame capitalism. Don't blame the devs. You know, if you don't like the fact that money runs the world, then blame capitalism. Sorry. Yeah, I am sorry that I missed that that donation to the WWF there while I was ranting and rambling. But again, thank you so much. I've only just seen it. Thank you, I appreciate it. Any plans for next year? Yes, there's a few. Epic. I'm making a lot of lifestyle changes next year, which I won't bore you all with the details of. But in terms of streaming and content creation, I'm going to be basically focusing on getting my hours streamed on Twitch up. So more average hours streamed. And trying to get like a more consistent schedule with things. I want to do more story stuff. I'm going to be streaming a lot of Darktide. I hope you're all prepared for Darktide. And yeah, just generally kind of like get into a bit of a rhythm with it, because I know I've been very inconsistent the past few weeks as well. And I want to change that. Oh, thank you, Indy. In terms of the lifestyle, it's just kind of simplifying a lot of things and a lot of removal of junk from my life. It's the best way to put it. I'm ejecting junk. So anything that is not helpful in my life, whether that be things I spend money on, things that I eat, things that I do to, you know, maintain a rather unhealthy lifestyle, is getting ejected. So, yeah. More exercise, more healthy eating, less wasting time, less wasting money, all that sort of boring stuff. Ow. I think the big thing, lifestyle-wise, is just decluttering my entire flat. Because I've got about 10 years worth of accumulated junk. And a lot of it is junk. It's sort of been an ongoing project since October. That's going to kick into high gear next year. With a lot of, selling old books and DVDs and CDs, because I don't use DVDs and CDs anymore. I do use some books, but I'm keeping the ones that I use and selling, donating, etc. Recycling. That was the last resort. So it's been a lot of sorting through those things, deciding what I want to keep, what I want to throw, and, just that sort of stuff. It's partly to help me save money for PAX, hopefully next year. But also partly just because it makes my life easier, not having all this stuff to worry about. And that isn't to say I'm just getting rid of all my things. Things that are, for example, gifts, things that have come through on Throne, models that I'm especially proud of, things that have sentimental value, they're staying. I'm talking about stuff like, a top that I bought for, a fancy dress party 3 years ago that I've not worn since. It's still in perfectly good condition, I just don't wear it. It doesn't suit me. I bought it for a costume and then haven't touched it since. I sell that. Or, a book that I read once and haven't really felt the need to pick up again. That sort of thing. Of course, Indy. Illidan is part of it. So Siri, for example, she's now got a proper full space on the top of my shelf. That's clear of other things. She's not buried at the back of the shelf now. She's properly on display, and I can see her and appreciate her more because I can see what I've got. And that's what I'm talking about. I have a lot of stuff. And that's not meaning to boast. It just, after a while you accumulate things. Especially when you're reckless with your spending like I used to be, and still am sometimes. And I'm just kind of trying to rectify that a bit. Illidan is getting a space cleared for him so that I can firstly take him out of the box, and secondly display him properly with, wings outstretched and all sorts. That's that kind of thing. Everything has a limited amount of space. There's only so many items you can fit on a bookshelf at the end of the day, no matter how well you stack it. I got to the point where I couldn't fit anything in my flat anymore. And it's silly. It is silly for me to have that much stuff that I can't physically put it in my house. You know, I can't put stuff away because there's just not enough room on the shelf. It's ridiculous. No human being needs that much stuff. And the more I sorted through it, the more it was just like, I just was keeping hold of stuff that I didn't need to keep hold of. Like old school projects and things like that. So I was just sorting through a lot of old paperwork and clothes that I don't wear, and like I said, CDs and DVDs that I've either downloaded digitally or just, you know, got digital other copies of or whatever. So yeah, it's a lot of that sort of stuff, and luckily, because I am extremely lucky in that regard, my partner is on board with it, and my partner is also helping and doing the same with her stuff. Like I said, we're not getting rid of anything that brings us joy. So if to use Marie Kondo's phrase, we're not getting rid of things we love, we're getting rid of things that we don't need, want, or use. Which is a surprisingly large amount of stuff. Like, for example, I have a moving box not too far from where I'm currently sat, full of books, of, you know, old paperbacks and stuff like that, that is heading for a book recycling point, where they take out all of the books that are still good to read, and they get sent to charities. And then the books that are just too damaged to be helpful, they get recycled and turned into other books. Which is really cool. And you know, I sold a pair of Doc Martens that I'd worn twice and decided I didn't really like. And was able to put some money towards my Australia fund. I don't know, it's been kind of therapeutic in a way, because I know I've got certain things, you know, I know I've got some really gorgeous figures, like Suri and Illidan, but I don't know where to display them on my shelves. Nowhere I can actually look at them every day and be like, hey, that's really cool. Until I started taking out the stuff that I look at every day and go, whatever. So it's actually been really kind of fun. Because you rediscover stuff that you had. That you forgot you had, or like knew you had but couldn't ever find it. So that's fun in its own right. But then you also get the joy of being able to finally put up that piece of art that you love, or, you know, looking at a bookshelf and every single book on there is one that you absolutely love. And you know you're going to read them all again at some point. Or, you know, whatever it is you collect, because everyone collects something. Just a very simple being able to find everything in a house is nice. Not tripping over storage boxes because that was the only way you could store things. You know. Simple stuff. And, you know, maybe it's not that revolutionary. Maybe it's everyone's sort of sitting there listening to me ramble, kind of like, dude, what the heck? You know, this is what normal people do, but it wasn't something I was ever brought up with. My upbringing was kind of very consumerist. So it's nice to kind of go the other way and be like, hey, this is actually more me. I don't need a lot of stuff to be happy. This feels more right. So yeah, it's a lot of that kind of thing at the moment for me. Like I said earlier, kind of turfing out a lot of junk. Both literally and figuratively. But yeah, the idea behind it is just making it a little bit easier for myself. And also, the more I do this and the more comfortable I get with fewer things, the more options I have in terms of maybe pursuing the dream of being nomadic at some point in the future. That won't be next year, for certain, because I have too many other things to do, but something I've always kind of fantasized about is a semi-nomadic or fully nomadic lifestyle. That would be cool. So that is part of it as well. Kind of learning how much stuff I can let go of in that pursuit. Yeah. What about you all? Has anyone got any plans for the next year that they're working on, excited about? Any big changes? Little changes? My goodness. Rue! Hello! Hello, Rue. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How are you doing? How was Power Sim? Welcome in everyone from Rue's stream as well. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful time. With the Birdman himself. Rue raid? Aw. The flock has arrived. Hello, everyone. Shout out, Rue. There we go, that's how you spell shout out. So, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure everyone here knows Rue, but if you don't, Rue is a wonderful, wonderful person. Please go give him a follow. Plays a huge variety of games and is just generally one of the most wholesome people I have ever met. Please go support his channel if you don't already. Oh my god, Sushi. Aww. Oh my god, 16 and a half hours? Holy crap, Rue, go to bed. Go take care of yourself. That is amazing. I'm glad you had fun though. I'm painting a Forgefiend today, Rue. It's very, very early stages, but it's kind of a Nurgle-y Forgefiend. Rue, go to bed. Go to bed. Take care of yourself. And stop talking down about yourself. That's my friend you're talking about. I don't tolerate no bullshit talk about my friends. But thank you so much for bringing everyone over. Thank you for showing your community, Rue. And I hope you get lots and lots of rest and relaxation after that stream. That is an amazing effort, even by your crazy long stream standards. Eventually fall asleep. Okay. But yeah, we were just talking about plans for the new year. And just sort of talking about, you know, what we're hoping to do in the next year. You're talking about 2024, Andy? Is that your travel plans you were talking about? I'm basically doing a Jinxie Gets Their Life in Order push next year. Well, I basically tough out all the junk, figuratively and literally. Get my my finances in order, get my schedule in order, and actually focus on the things that are important. And actually allow myself the time to give them priority. Which will be cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. What sleep? I know that feeling, epic. Let's have a snowy Christmas. Oh, that's gonna be amazing, Indy. I'm excited for you. Like, living in the UK, it's easy to sometimes forget the fact that, you know, snow for Christmas is not actually a thing for the entire Southern Hemisphere sometimes. Well, maybe not the entire Southern Hemisphere, but a lot of the Southern Hemisphere. If you go far south enough, then you're pretty much guaranteed snow, but you all know what I mean. Living where I do. And with all the songs about, you know, white Christmases and all that jazz. I wish I could share snow with you all. If you haven't experienced it before. You get it sometimes? Yeah, we're getting frost. We're getting regular frost here. Although it's raining today. Surprise, surprise, it's raining where I am. We've been getting frost most days. We might get a snowy Christmas, maybe. It's certainly the right kind of temperature for it. But we'll see. Yeah, rain in the UK, right? So unusual. Hardly ever see rain here. Such a shock. Yeah, definitely taking advantage of the cold weather to put on electric blankets and giant hoodies and things like that. So that's one advantage of this kind of time of year for me. I love comfy cozy clothing. English rain, isn't it? It's fun. I've been feeding the birds outside my flat recently. and I think the magpies near us have finally learned when I put the food out, which is kind of cool. Because I can see them starting to gather on the grass outside about the same time every day. And that's the same time that I normally go out and just top up the bird feeder. So they know, they're learning. And they'll pretend that they're not waiting for me to put out the food, but they totally are. There's that time of year where putting up bird food and things like that is actually helpful. And doesn't train them to rely on us. And being very careful not to do it if there's still food on the trees and stuff, because we've got a lot of fruit trees and things like that around here. I say we, it's, the company who managed the flats that I live in and planted fruit trees. So I get food, but it's nice to help when it's like this and all the fruit's dropped and there's not really much natural food around. Speaking of trees, those who don't already know, we're fundraising with the WWF. The conservation guys, not the wrestling guys. The current campaign is all about protecting the forest, helping reforestation efforts, and helping to support people who are trying to protect global forests, basically, and protect the trees. So if you are able, if you're willing and able, you can find a link in chat to donate, and we're just raising money throughout December. I run these charity streams pretty regularly, so I fundraise for the WWF quite regularly. So I'm very passionate about conservation and saving the planet, basically. Saving the planet's natural resources. Because animals are pretty great, and I feel like we have a responsibility towards them. Since they can't exactly do much on their own at the moment in terms of protecting themselves against humans. So we gotta do the protecting for them. Part of that is helping to rebuild the forests that humans cut down. But yeah, please only donate if you feel that you are able to. Any amount is welcome, whether it's $1 or $100. Please don't feel pressured though. But the ticker will pop up in chat from time to time. Feel free to ignore it if it's not your thing. Yeah. I'm already at the stage where I'm looking forward to the new year. My brain has kind of skipped Christmas a little bit. Maybe I feel a bit more festive, when I'm closer to my my annual break. But at the moment, I still very much feel like I'm in end of year work mode. So it feels kind of business as usual, with just a few extra sparkling lights around town. You know, it doesn't feel very festive at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of the year, to sort of... I like New Year's. I generally celebrate it with friends and my partner. And it's generally just a really nice time to kind of... what's the word? Just unwind. Like, really properly decompress. That's the word I was looking for. To, like, let out any stress and tension you're holding on to from the year. And kind of take a metaphorical deep breath before the new year starts. Like, that little in-between week after Christmas. Where it's, like, between Christmas and the actual New Year's. That's always like my kind of metaphorical sigh of relief. And, you know, deep breath in before I start it all over again. Which is why I always take it completely off of any obligations. It's just me and my partner and whatever the hell we want to do for a week. Whether it's, you know, spend a week on a game that we both like, or doing separate things, or whatever. I always take it off of work. I always take it off of streaming, and just a no obligation week. And it's always really nice to just kind of relax and let go of all of that for a few days. Hey Kaiser, welcome in. You're at end of the year? Thanks, I think. I like New Year's. That's the time of year. But yeah. I'm looking forward to a year of building better habits in 2023. Kind of my plan. Getting rid of junk and building better habits. Guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you get some rest. I know it's late / very, very early for you. I know who should be sleeping, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm just talking nonsense, as usual. Talking nonsense and throwing paint at a mole and hoping some of it sticks. It's kind of the subtitle to all of my painting streams. If I live a normal life, maybe. True. What even is normal life? I still think normality is a myth. It's a myth made to make interesting people feel out of place. But then again, I always did love the Addams Family growing up, so maybe it's just their influence that has made me think that way. Indie, I love that combination. I think it's great. I feel like that emote would probably be the one that I choose to make into a plushie. If I did. That one or the heretic emote. Okay. More silver. I got another pot of this paint at all because it's running low. I do, but that one is also quite low. Okay. Yeah, I think next year is the year that I fully embrace the heretic lifestyle. Because for those who don't know, heretic means to do things differently to the established norm. And I think it's about high time I started living up to that title a little bit more. I love the cozy little bear too. Cozy little bear is very much how I'm planning to be for the rest of the day after stream. Okay. So yeah, kind of building on something I was talking about earlier. For those who don't know, this is a Forgefiend. It's Demon Engine. Demon Engines are mechanical war machines, basically, with a demonic spirit inserted into them to power them. The Forgefiend is usually used as a gun platform like this, or as well, the Forgefiend itself is usually more the gun platform. There is a cousin to this model called the Mauler-fiend, and that's the close combat version. But they are both demon engines. Obviously very heretical, very much not approved by the Imperium. And so they are kind of mainly created by the Dark Mechanicum, the side of the Mechanicus that has fallen to chaos. This particular one is part of my own personal Dark Mechanicum force that is very small because I only dabble with it. Which is infused with the spirit of Nurgle. So, hence the green. This is eventually going to become a very rusted, very weathered looking critter. But I kind of like the concept of demon engines. They're interesting to me. The fusion of a sentient spirit with a living engine. It's kind of interesting to me. It's very, very in line with the Mechanicus as a whole. You know, the engine machinery being stronger than the flesh. So it's very much kind of like a dark mirror to things like the let me try to think. Like Dreadnoughts, for example, is kind of a dark mirror of that. Watson applied to alt that regens shields and destroys inbound projectiles. The Octane destroys it and stares at Watson, teabags and gets sniped. Yes. Instant karma. Instant karma is very nice, Indy. I like that. This is why being rude to your teammates is a bad idea. Don't be rude to the people trying to help you. In fact, I know of someone who has a tattoo that says "Eat the rude." And I kind of like it. It's a good motto to have. Okay. But yeah, the Forgefiend, the machine that I'm working on, is a fusion of flesh and machine and demon. Which is why I picked Nurgle. And it's not just because I love Nurgle to begin with, but Nurgle kind of embodies a lot of all living things, no matter what the form that living thing takes. And I figured he'd probably quite like the concept of fusing organic matter with machineries and demonic spirits. Because it's still a form of life. And life finds a way. The most used gun in Supernatural, my guess would be a shotgun of some variety. Indy. Double barrel shotgun of some description. God damn it, Indy. I should have seen that coming. Completely kind of off topic here, because this is how my brain is working right now. But in terms of Discord, I do kind of want to make more of it. Sort of really fix it up, I guess. Rather than just making it like a going live channel with extra options. How many people actually like or use the going live notifications in Discord? Or is that something that might actually be beneficial removing? Because that's something I've been considering. I keep getting the people are muting your Discord notification from Discord, which is in itself quite depressing, to be honest. Just like, yeah, okay, thanks Discord, thanks for letting me know people don't want to hear what I gotta say in there. But it's also partly like, hi, I want to fix this, but I don't know what the solution would be. Send me something on Discord. I don't know. I might still post the going live thing, but not just not paying everyone with it in the future. Or I might run some tests. We'll see. I've got a lot of things to consider in the new year. A lot of things that I need to think about working on. And I've just kind of accepted that it's probably going to take me at least 10 years to get to partner now. So, whatever. I'll get there eventually. Let's see. I'm actually almost done with the 2 base colours for the entire model. Yeah, over an hour and a half in and we've got 2 colours on the board. But that's the nature of this hobby. It is slow paced. Especially a model like this where I'm gonna have to go back over areas multiple times. In several different colours. Because of the colour scheme that I picked and just the nature of the model itself, it's got a lot of detail in it. Okay. Last but not least, I need to get these like areas in as well. So even though these areas are also partly like fleshy, I'm gonna use the excuse me, I'm gonna use the silver first because that's the majority of the part, and then paint in the musculature afterwards. So that will be the next step that I do. Actually, is just painting in all the flesh in amongst the metal. Because that's gonna be a big portion of this as well, is just defining the details is kind of the subtitle for this stream. I'm taking this model and doing line art basically. So this is where muscle is, this is where steel is, this is where armor is. I'm doing the very first layers of paint. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, folks. Thank you, Indy. I appreciate it. Okay. Is that all the silver done? Almost certainly not, but I think that's as much done as I'm going to get done at the moment. So I'm going to move on to the next step. Alright, next up. Fleshy bits. I'm gonna actually also keep the silver popped, so I can kind of switch between the two and add what I need when I need. Okay, so this is still kind of rough stages, so it might not be the neatest painting in the world. But I'm going to do my best to keep it neat and tidy it up along the way. Because the nature of this model is kind of, some of it's deliberately going to be messy, some of it's deliberately not going to be perfect painting. But that means the parts that are meant to be precise kind of have a little bit of extra work to do to look precise. And to, you know, kind of make sure they don't get lost. So I'm just doing this section first. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's going. You get out of my way. Then I just go back over this area. And tidy up any bits that I missed. I don't know. A lot of you may know I have a bit of a soft spot for like horror films in general. This kind of reminds me very much of something that you might see in The Thing, or like classic body horror type scenarios. Yeah, it's machine and demon and flesh fused together. So I'm really kind of trying to replicate that feeling of, you know, a living thing that's also a machine. Hen, welcome in. How are you doing? Hope you're having a nice chill weekend. And thank you again for sorting that stuff out. You're amazing. Stayed up late last night. Yes. And I didn't want to say anything until you'd had a chance to see, but Hen did some amazing emotes for me. One of which is the festive lull emote. The little happy little giggly Santa bear. And There is also a new bit emote, which is this awesome one. So that is the other new emote that is available. In and available now, thanks to Hen being amazing. I felt like I have that expression on my face too much not to have a version of that emote myself. Yeah. I hope you have a nice restful day today, Hen, after staying up too late yesterday. I can't judge. I also stay up way too late. Sassy. Me never. I'm never sassy. What do you mean? Yeah, we got some festive emotes, which is partly why I want to stream at least a bit over the next couple of weeks, so you all have a chance to use them. Or at least use the single festive emote that I've been able to get so far. There will be more in the future. I have lots of emote plans. It's something I want to act on a bit more in the future, but you know, I have too many plans as it is. One step at a time. Money. Partly yes. Partly money. In fact, I would say money is probably about 90% of the problem. As I'm sure it is for most people. But also just kind of... I'm wary of changing too much at once. Like, I don't want to do too many changes and scare everyone away. So I want to make sure if I do change emotes or like anything like that, or get new ones even, that they're the right ones for the right reasons. Okay. Well, this is looking a little more like it should do now. It's not the brush I thought I picked up. So yeah, as I mentioned, this is not going to get finished today. I'm going to try and get it to a kind of like, you know, progressed stage at least, but it's not going to get finished today. It might be a while before I come back to it, so I want to kind of get it to a state where I'm happy to leave it for a while before I finish up today. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some orange and going in on the inside of sort of areas where flame stacks would be and things like that. Just kind of trying to create the impression that there's a fire inside these stacks. Whoops. Apparently creating a small earthquake at the same time. Again, it's not going to be a complete effect, but it's the start of it. The idea is that when I leave this, I can kind of pick up and go, oh, you know, that's where I left off. And sort of know straight away what to do next. Rather than leaving leaving it partway through and sort of going, which stage was I on? What was I doing here? Why is that this colour? Alright, same on this guy. Right, so that's what that orange is all about. It's basically the start of the fire effect that I'm going to put in between these areas. Kind of making it look like I said, combustion. I might even get really fancy and try and do some fake smoke and stuff like that to sort of tease out of the stacks a bit. Like I mentioned, these are kind of long-term, slow projects that I do. They're not so much designed for content. But I felt like working on one, and you know, figured it wouldn't do any harm to talk about a project that I do off stream on the rare occasion I have time to work on it. Oh, that might be something you all would be interested in seeing a bit of. And I believe I've also painted one of these on stream before. In a similar style. This is a lot of fun. I do like painting these monstrosities. And then around this side, making sure I get all of the inside. I'm deliberately kind of letting some of it spill out. Some of this orange spill out onto the silvery areas. You think about it, light doesn't stay confined to one area. tends to sort of go wherever it feels like, so. Kind of just lighten that up. Is that streams? Sorry, it's interesting. Thank you. I'm glad that you know, and that means a lot coming from you, because you know you do art yourself. You're an artist yourself. So that means a lot. I just feel like even if people aren't necessarily interested in Warhammer, I like to make them like to help people understand what I'm doing, so that they can at least enjoy a little bit of it. So I'll usually end up talking about the lore of the model that I'm working on as well. You understand that this is the grimdark future, in the 41st millennium, where if in doubt, pick the most horrifying option that you can think of for a particular reason why a thing is the way it is. You're probably pretty close. Excuse me. I love Warhammer, but I also fully acknowledge and respect that it is unpleasant, brutal, messed up, all of the above. And I respect those who decide they don't want to engage with it. Is rust as a side effect? Eventually, yes, indeed. These are all going to be rust-covered mess. At the moment, I'm basically doing the pre-rust colours. Oh my goodness. So this is sort of what you would have seen before the rust took hold. One of the paints I needed has wedged itself on my rack, so that's fun. Wedged itself in a way that I can't reach it right now. Doubly fun. There we go. Got it. Mostly amalgamations is someone getting bored, yes. Usually the same someone, funnily enough. A lot of these sort of constructions, shall we say, are individuals deciding, basically going, what would happen if, and not caring about the ethical implications of the what if. So in this case, what if you took flesh, machine, and demon and turned it into a vehicle for war? don't know, there's something... I don't know what it is. There's something fascinating about the bleakness of the 40k universe. And whatever that something is, it's what keeps me coming back after all these years. And a lot of the stories are kind of focused around the concept of perseverance and, you know, survival in the face of such horrifying bleakness. And I think for most people they would find that kind of comforting. And ultimately it was the stories that got me into this hobby in the first place. And the books. So if you're wondering what I'm working on right now, this is basically a red plasma gun. It is effectively a giant version of the guns, one of the guns that Space Marines use. Technically a plasma cannon. It's red because heretics. And yeah, it fires superheated plasma once it's all up and running. So I'm just painting that in on the throat. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit of the same sort of stuff as I've got on the stacks at the back. Just in the mouth, just so that I kind of for future reference, this is what you're painting this as. I'm just going to do one more pass on the green, then I might call it for today, depending on how quickly I can get that done. So yeah, I'm not going to get to the rusting today, just because that in itself is something that is going to take a long time, probably just as much time as I've spent on the model already. Because all the green areas have one rust effect. All the silver areas have a separate rust effect. And all the flesh will have its own weathering effects applied as well. So it's obviously a lot of effects, a lot of coverage on areas that I've already put paint on. And then a lot of going back and tidying up because the techniques that I use do not respect lines at all. But that's fine. I like painting. I never said I like painting quickly. That is something that I will probably be doing more of in the new year, actually, is larger projects. So I might do less variety of models, but they will be bigger and more elaborate paint jobs. So things like the big Garrus statue that I've got. You know, this is a statue that weighs probably about 2 kilos. So he's big. I like some of the bigger, like 300 plus part models that I've got that I've not tackled on stream. You know, these are things that will probably take me over a month to complete on their own. So I might tackle some of those kind of things more in a new year. There's one, I really want to paint them, and two, it'll be nice to not have to worry about changing it up. And I'll still do some seasonal one-offs. You know, like I'll do my regular Christmas ones and my my Halloween ones. But I like the idea of doing more ambitious painting projects as well in the new year. Okay. Just getting these back sections tidied up a little bit. When I say tidied, I mean making sure they've all got the amount of green that they should have. Here. And the knee as well. think that might be where I leave it for today. So it's a bit of a... It's a bit of a start. It's got some good solid work on it that should hopefully be nice and easy to pick up again next time I decide to work on this model. Whenever that might be. I might do some work on it next week, or I might just stick with the original plan. I don't know yet. I haven't plotted next week out yet. That's where we got to before. I think in the new year as well, I'm probably going to stop using coffee. Yeah, I have a small notebook for these. What do you mean? Like the colour schemes? To keep notes for what I was doing? No, because I don't plan my colour schemes in that way necessarily. A lot of so models like this one, for example, that I worked on yesterday, not yesterday, last week, that one is just off the top of my head. That was all just straight up like deciding which colour on the spur of the moment. For bigger ones like this guy, because I have other models that I've painted in the same colour scheme, I know this, I remember the steps. Like my brain just likes to hold on to how to paint certain effects. It's a weird quirk. So I know with say the green, I know how to go from that to the rusted effect that I'm planning to do at the end. And I can recognize the green that I used by sight. So I know, okay, so that green is on, so the next one is this different green. And then the next one after that is, you know, this different colour, and so on. So luckily I don't need to, personally. But there are some people who do. There are some people who have a notebook that is just like, okay, on this one. I'm just lucky that my brain can retain that information. 50 Shades of Green, I am not far off, Indy. At some point, I will tidy up my hobby desk enough that I can take a photo. Again. With all the racks of colours. I have 3 full hobby racks of colour. And there's a lot of green, a lot of blue, a lot of red. So yeah, green, blue and red are the main colours I use. Because that's like 95% of Warhammer. But yeah, like I said, in the new year there's probably going to be bigger projects, so maybe I'll have to start keeping that notebook, guys. Who knows? But we'll see how it goes. I do want to do some more ambitious models. Like this guy's cool. But I'm talking more, let's see. More like, okay. Before I go, I'll show you guys something. I need to make some space. Please excuse the hobby mess. So this is something that someone didn't want. They printed it off as a test. They didn't want and were kind enough to pass to me because they knew that I like painting. So this is what's known as a Titan. This guy is tall. You see, that's what I was just working on. It can fit on this guy's head. Literally. So when I say ambitious projects, this is the kind of stuff I'm working on. I'm thinking of working on. Super tall boys. That's the kind of thing I want to work on more in the new year. Really big, really elaborate, really ambitious kind of things. I've got this guy. and another 2 models that I would say fit in the same category of being big and ambitious and a lot. So that'll keep me going for at least half of the year. But if that's something that you guys want to see more of, let me know, because that would be really cool. It's very different to what I've been painting, but it'd be nice. A nice change of pace. Alright, let's get that camera back. More time? Yes. Basically, I want to do more painting in general. Which means longer painting streams, more painting streams, probably focusing more on painting streams, and then, you know, obviously Dark Tide and gaming on the side. But yeah, that kind of thing. So I haven't actually shown it off before, but that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about for the New Year's painting schedule. And more like the action figure, the, you know, the Titans, the ridiculously hyper detailed stuff that, you know, it takes me 3 hours just to paint a single wing on, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's all to come. But for now, I am going to leave it there for today, because I've been rambling enough as it is. And almost knocked over my camera enough times now that I need to take a break. I'll be back next week. I will still be raising money next week. Imagine you have models where you walk around to paint. That'll be cool, Indy. If I could make a living painting that kind of model, that would be awesome. I know commission painting is a thing, and I happily take commissions where people request them, but I don't generate enough interesting commissions to realistically consider that an option. I'm not there yet. But hey, I'm enjoying having fun streaming the painting process. Like I said, maybe the big guys are where I fit. But yeah, I will be back next week. I will be doing some fun little festive models to round off the year's streaming. There'll be some games as well. It's mostly going to be a gaming week next week, purely because it's winding down. Yeah, it's winding down the year. There'll be some Dark Tide. There might be some other games, some chill games in there. Keep an eye out on Twitter for the schedule. Spray paint guns and gas masks. Ah, that just sounds fun, Indy. But for now, why that echoed. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And I will see you all next week. Bye for now, folks.